Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Art of Creation Homestead. We're in the kitchen this morning, and it's getting kind of cool outside. It's like 42 degrees this morning, so when it gets kind of cool, everybody likes these warm flavors. A nice warm flavored breakfast sounds really good today. So Angela Kay's got some pumpkin spice pancakes on deck for us, so I'm gonna turn it over to her and let her show you how to get it done. Okay?
Okay, in this bowl we have 2 cups of all-purpose flour. We have 1/3 of a cup of packed brown sugar. I'm using light brown. You can use dark brown, but the flavor will be a little stronger. I have 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and this is pumpkin pie spice. You can use anywhere from 3/4 of a teaspoon to a teaspoon, depending on how much you like it.
This is the whole cup if you like it.
That would be a little strong, Jason. I wouldn't recommend that.
Don't recommend. Okay.
I wouldn't recommend that.
It'd be a little nutty. Okay, gotcha.
You have to be a little over the top addicted to pumpkin pie spice.
It'd be a lot, wouldn't it?
It will be very strong, especially for the morning.
Yeah.
I used about 3/4 of a teaspoon.
Yeah.
Because that's a good moderate amount. But if you really like it a lot, go ahead and use a teaspoon. Or you could use a little more.
Yeah.
If you really like it a lot. And I'm just using my half-moon whisk to break up the lumps in the brown sugar. I chose to use brown sugar instead of white sugar because it will bring out the flavors, the warm flavors, a lot better. And it's also a warm flavor in itself. And with something like this, you really want to increase the warm flavors. Here we have 1 cup of pumpkin puree. Not pumpkin pie filling. Because there is a difference. When you go to the canned food aisle and you find the pumpkin, you can get pumpkin puree or you can get pumpkin pie filling. Pumpkin pie filling already has all the sugar and all that stuff in it. You don't want that. You just want pumpkin puree. Now in this cup, we have 1 1/3 cups of milk. And the reason it looks a little funny, I have about 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla in there. And to that, we are going to add 2 large eggs. Oh! Splash! Now, you want to break up those yolks. That's the reason I put them in with the milk instead of just going ahead and putting them in with the pancake batter. Is you want to break up those yolks a little and beat it up just a tiny bit. And you kind of want to work it in there just a little bit till your milk starts to turn a little yellow from your yolks. It doesn't have to be fully incorporated. You'll get it in there when you pour it in the batter. But you do want it broke up some. And even adding that pumpkin to that mixture, I can already smell the pumpkin pie spice. Okay, now we're going to pour this in, the liquid mixture in here with the dry. And I'm going to start out with a spoon, but I'll probably switch back to my whisk because it works much better for pancakes. The key to having good fluffy pancakes is not to overmix. So if you see a few little lumps in there and you're like, oh, I gotta get all these lumps out, it's gotta be completely smooth. Don't do it. Just leave a few little lumps in there, because then you are going to overwork the gluten and you're going to end up with tough, chewy pancakes instead of fluffy pancakes. You really want fluffy pancakes. Now I'm going to switch to my little half-moon whisk and finish beating it in, because as you can see, it got things up that the spoon wasn't getting in there. And see, it's a nice thick batter. But you don't want to make it thinner than that. This is going to be a nice thick pancake batter. They're going to be nice thick pancakes. You don't want to make it thinner than that because they can get really runny really quick. Now we're going to turn on our griddle. You can use a skillet or you can use a griddle. If you use a griddle, you need to turn your heat on your griddle to about 325. Now our griddle is ready and I've grease it up. No matter how you grease it up, if you are using a nonstick pan or a nonstick griddle, you want to put on some cooking spray or butter or whatever, but you want to wipe it back off until it's just a light sheen. You don't want it standing on there, because all that's going to lead to is burning. So now you want to scoop your pancake batter, and like I said, it's going to be pretty thick. But that's kind of what you want for this. Because anytime you add pumpkin puree to anything, it can get too loose really quick. And then you're not going to end up with fluffy pancakes. You're going to end up with very thin pancakes that are going to spread way too much. Where these are, where I'm kind of having to make these spread. It's kind of what you want with these pancakes. On my griddle, I can usually fit about 4 at a time. So that works out really good. The good thing about these, like with me and Jason, this is going to make way more than we'll eat today. The good thing about them is that you can freeze them. And if you freeze them, you just got to put some parchment paper or wax paper between the layers so they don't freeze together solid. And then just put them in the refrigerator. Just put them in the freezer. And you can pop them out, warm them up, and have a quick breakfast. So now we're going to let these go until they're nice and brown on one side and you start to see little bubbles appearing on top. And I'll show you what it looks like when we're there. Now I've took a peek under and they're getting nice and brown. See, you're starting to see little bitty bubbles starting to form right around the edges. Starting to see just a few little bubbles starting to pop up. And they're moving around really easy on the pan. So I don't know if I should allow Jason to film me doing this or not, because sometimes I make a mess with flipping pancakes. You got to go in quick and flip quick.
Yeah. Solid.
How would you rate that?
That was pretty good. And splatter everywhere.
No. Was it a 10 out of 10?
I think it's pretty close to a 10. Didn't splatter it.
There we go.
That's a good one. They look good too. Pretty evenly brown.
They smell amazing.
Yeah.
So now you let them go until they're brown on the other side. And when you push on the middle, they don't feel gushy anymore. It feels fluffy and not gushy. Okay, now these beauties are nice and fluffy. See, when you push on them, they kind of spring back. They're nice and fluffy. So now we're going to start taking them off. And you want to make sure that you put some butter between each layer of pancakes, because you want nice and buttery pancakes. Now I'm not putting a lot of butter between each one, just a little. See, they're nice, a nice fluffy stack of pancakes.
They're thick.
They're thick beauties. Now I'm gonna keep making these, and then Jason will taste them for you.
Okay, I'm tired of smelling these and not tasting them, so we're gonna taste them real fast here without dripping syrup all over the place. Goodbye. Wow. Full blown. Exactly what you're looking for. Good warm flavors. Not overpowering pumpkin spice, but it's still there. I could eat a stack of these. Oh look, I've got a stack of them. I think I will. But they're so delicious. It was a good turn on, or a good twist on pancakes. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Again, try some pumpkin spice pancakes. They're really good. So my name is Jason. That's Martin. Her name is Angela Kay. This is Art of Creation Homestead. We love y'all. God bless you and goodbye.